I wanted to make a video showing what? What's it called? My rotation for health and wellness. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you some products that... This is a little distracting with the music. I'm gonna show you some products that I like to use for prevention and daily wellness. But also the inspiration for this video was really just cold and flu season, the winter, and there's just a lot of grossness and sickness going around. I feel like it's quite past at this point. It's March, but there was a thick of it where I really wanted to recommend capsules, supplements, and teas, just herbs that I keep around and have learned about, and I wanted to share my knowledge. What should we start with? Okay, so we'll start with what my lovely friend Rachel put me on to. It's called betadine, if that's how you pronounce it. So this is the gargle. Let me take it out of the box. It's a gargle and it was really great. It's like mint. This one is mint flavored. It was really great when I got sick. Got a cold. It was really nasty, and she put me onto this brand. We get it from Amazon. Fuck Amazon. We get it from Amazon. So this was really good, and she had initially told me about the nasal spray, and then she got the gargle, and I got the nasal spray first and the gargle after too. And for this recent cold I used both, and it helped shorten symptoms by a lot. I was sick for, I would say, a week. A little less than a week, but like a good week, you know? But symptoms were way more mild than they have been in the past and would have been if I weren't using the two products. I'm just thinking if I'm comfortable to continue talking in this position, or if I should be sitting in another position. Like, I don't really want to be... Hey, Pocahontas. I don't really want to be sitting up. It's like quite uncomfortable because I don't have a setup for the webcam and everything. But I feel like my body is just like not aligned for talking in this way. But I'm gonna keep it pushing. So what was I talking about? The cold and how long it lasted. When I get colds, they're usually pretty bad. Like, I cannot breathe out of my nose, and I'm just so miserable. I could go on, but I won't. But yeah, so like this gargle, so good. and I ran out of the nasal spray, and I'm gonna show you the replacement that Rachel also put me onto. I asked her because Amazon currently doesn't have the betadine nasal spray, and I asked her if there was a brand she recommends in the meantime. So I'm gonna put an image of the nasal spray because that one's really good. You could use it daily, but like I said, I used it for my cold along with this, and it helped to shorten symptoms. Rachel had initially told me about the nasal spray because she likes to use it for COVID reasons, when she feels, you know, anxious and exposed to germs and just things in the air. If she's been in crowded areas or like a night out, we'll spray it. Yeah, so great brand. Love this. This is the current nasal spray. Xlear, like clear, but with an X. It's made with xylitol. I'm forgetting what betadine nasal spray is made of. Let me look it up real quick. I know it's not xylitol. It says Caragulos. Don't know how to pronounce that, but it's something else. Yeah, so it's that. Anyway, these, yeah, they're great. Like I said, it helped with my cold a lot, and I will get stuffed the fuck up in my nose. Like, I can't breathe out my nose when I have a cold. I'm blowing my nose constantly to the point where my skin gets raw. It's like miserable, and then like the top of my lip will get raw because the tissue is just like right there. It's so bad, and that doesn't happen this time. I was a little congested, but it helped so much. And I like to use both because, you know, that passage is connected. So the gargle helps just all the way down, and then the nasal spray helps all the way up here. Yeah, so those two. Let's see, what's next? I could talk about propolis. I love propolis. My family really swears by this. I feel like I have two aunts that they always recommend propolis for like anything. Like I had the cold, and I asked my aunt, I was like, would you recommend I do anything? And they were like, propolis. I'm like, you say that for everything. But it's really good. It's like fucking magic, really. My aunt had a really bad wound, a cut, and she used propolis for it on her skin, and it heals it very quickly. So it just heals, I feel like it heals tissue very fast, and it's great for a lot. I've used it in the past for canker sores when I was a kid, so I hated this. I was like traumatized by it. And I've used it for cold sores in recent years too. But now like for the recent cold, I put it in my tea. Because I wanted it like in my throat to help coat and soothe the throat. Yeah, but I feel like it's just good for like any open sore. yeah, it's great to have around. My aunt had gotten this for us when she was staying here. I feel like she might have gotten it from a Chinese market, but you could find it I feel like it's very widely available, and it's pretty, I feel like it's very, you know, like, well known. But yeah, you could find it anywhere, I feel like. Propolis, it's great. So I guess that brings me to the next thing, which is very simple lemon honey ginger tea that I was talking about, that I put the propolis in. Yeah, I like making that for when I'm sick, but also just anytime I'm feeling kind of like down. I made it the other night when I got home because I felt like I wanted like a Gatorade, like an electrolyte drink, and I just wanted some like citrus pick-me-up, and I did a lemon honey. It's great. It's so comforting, you know? I wanted to mention that with ginger, recently, I think I spent 2 hours peeling ginger and then putting it in a food processor and freezing it. So that was cool. I had gotten the advice. I feel like I've gotten advice to do this in the past, whether from the internet or from people, but had gotten advice from a Korean auntie when I went upstate one day, and we were at her food mart, and I got these like these teas from her, and she was saying to put ginger in it, and then she was saying you could peel it and cut it and freeze it, and I was like, I just nodded and was like, yeah. But in my head, I'm like, I'm just like not a food prep person. You know, I'm like, when will I find the time to do that? And one day I just, you know, toughed it out and did it. And it's a really great feat of mine. I feel like I look back and I'm like, wow, I did that for myself. Like, it's so loving and caring. I love it. Okay. Lemon honey ginger. So I guess I could talk about teas next. So this tea was really, I also drank this during my colds, as well as another one that I'll mention. I'm running low on this, that's why I'm showing the tea bag and not the box. But it's the echinacea plus, so it's with other things. I think it's mainly echinacea and elderberry, but it has peppermint in it, and you can taste it when you drink it, and it's like really yummy. So I'm not one for herbal teas. Like, I'm such an herbalist, like all about my herbs, but I have a really hard time with herbal teas. Like, I prefer my caffeine teas. I prefer my black and green teas. White teas are delicious. I feel like the only flower teas I really love are chrysanthemum. So yeah, I used to be really big on peppermint tea. That was probably the only herbal tea, but I didn't consider it herbal tea that much. I just like, I guess I don't know. Okay, anyway. Yeah, just I feel like a lot of herbal teas just don't taste that great to me, so I shy away from them. But this, yeah, so like this one is really good. recommend it a lot, and it just helps with your immune system. Yeah, it's yummy. What more can I say? You know, like, it's great. It's good for you. And then the other one that I ran out of, that I have an image of, that tastes so good too, is an herbal tea, is lemon balm. It helps with stress, and I drank that during my sickness too, and that's a good daily one too, like, you don't have to be sick. Rachel and friends would talk about just like drinking that nightly, and yeah, it's just good. It's like calming for the body. But I like it because I think it's delicious. Like, it tastes really good. Yeah, it's supposed to be good for the nervous system, so that's what's meant in terms of it relieving stress. Let's check what's on the playlist. So lemon balm. Do I have anything more to say about lemon balm? I've only recently gotten into it, like in recent years. I would say in the past 2 years or so, because like I said, I shy away from herbal teas, and I was really like, oh, I feel like I tried it once and I was like, I don't like this. And I don't think that I like pushed myself to like it, but Rachel got me those 2 teas, the echinacea. Wait, did she give me? I don't think she got me the lemon balm. No, I got the lemon balm because of cold sores, because it's supposed to be good for cold sores too. Wow, I wasn't even gonna mention that, but it is good for cold sores. But I feel like I use it just when I'm feeling stressed, really, which is somewhat often. And like I said, I enjoy the taste now, so I'll just have it whenever, really. But yeah, Rachel had gotten me the echinacea and this tea too, which is a blend. I'm not sure of everything that's in it, but I know it's mostly turmeric. It's like a golden tea, you know? And this I have a harder time drinking too, but I think it would be really good with lemon and honey. But yeah, turmeric is always great for you. So yeah, Rachel got me like all these great health things, and she's my guru. I ask her things all the time. Yeah, and then another thing I wanted to mention was lysine for cold sores. This is not really cold and flu, but this is a supplement that I keep around, especially in the winter. I mostly get cold sores in the winter. They're so gross, I hate them. And it helps, but I don't think it's like, I don't know if it's gonna like fully keep it away. Like, sometimes you might have to get the fucking medicine for it, whatever it's called. Starts with a V. Acyclovir, valcyclovir. Either way though, it's a good supplement to have around, to keep it at bay, to keep cold sores at bay. And then a supplement, I don't take too many supplements. Like, I don't take vitamins, so I don't think I have too many supplements to mention. Yeah, just 2 more after this. So oil of oregano. This shit is apparently very potent. I think it is. So, backstory, how I found out, I hadn't heard of this. How I found out about oil of oregano was when Annette and I were on a road trip and she was starting to feel a little sick, and we stopped by a health store, I think in New Mexico. I love health stores. They're my safe space. I was so happy to be in there. So we wanted to pick up some medicine and herbs for her because she was starting to feel some symptoms. And the person at the store had recommended oil of oregano and something else that she was taking. So when we got back to New York, that's when I started noticing it at stores, and I had picked one up at some point, and I think this is the same bottle. And I have another friend that has said she can't take oil of oregano and has had adverse reactions to it. So it's not for everybody, and that's why I say it's pretty strong. And then my personal experience with it, I'm pretty like fine with it, and I like taking it for immune system reasons. Like I take it when I start to feel any symptoms, and I started to take it when I felt symptoms of the cold, and I'll take it when I feel symptoms of like anything. This and the ashwagandha that I'm gonna mention, I'll take those two in the morning or like day of when I'm like, fuck, am I getting sick? Like, what is this? To try to push those gross things away. But what I wanted to mention was that I noticed that it affects my period. Also on the label it says not to take it for a long time, for a long duration. You could take it for a couple of weeks. So you shouldn't take it daily. You should just take it when you feel symptoms mostly. Yeah, so I'm forgetting how it affects my period. I feel like it affects the timing sometimes, like it'll throw off when my period is supposed to come, and then it'll affect for how long my period is for, and I feel like it would affect the flow as well. And if something is affecting my menstruation, I'm like, yeah, it's just pretty strong, you know, it's like pretty potent. And I think finally would be the ashwagandha. Yes, which I ran out of, so image. It says like ashwagandha immune plus or ashwagandha plus immune. It's ashwagandha and then other things that are good for your immune system. Ashwagandha, I'm pretty sure, is also for stress relief. It's I don't think it targets like immune system. It mostly targets probably nervous system or something. I just know, you know, it's like good for calming. It helps you be calm and shit, even though I don't know if I've like felt it very intensely, like I don't know. But I would like to believe that it helps, you know, like that herbs help our body. So yeah, it has elderberry, vitamin C, and zinc. as well as ashwagandha. So I like to take these supplements because I'm like, all right, body, you need some help. Like, here's some help. I think that's everything. You know, in my head for this video, I wanted to be more concise, but I think it's just because like I've watched other YouTube videos and it seems so organized where they're like, I'm talking about this, now this, and it's just compact. And I feel like this was just me blabbering for 25 minutes. But fuck that, I like it. Anyway, I think that's everything, but I think the last thing I wanted to mention was a review of everything and what you should take on the daily and what you shouldn't. I know I mentioned oil of oregano. That's definitely not a daily thing. The ashwagandha immune, you can definitely take that daily. It's like not harmful to do that daily. And then the teas, those are fine. Oh, the nasal spray and the gargle is not a daily either. They're for when you feel symptoms or like when you want a boost. I believe lysine could be taken daily. Propolis, perfectly fine. And yeah, I think that's everything. I feel like I might have had more in my rotation, but because I ran out of some things, I lost the yo, what the fuck? Yo, those things freak me out. I feel like I'm being watched. Because I ran out of some things, I feel like I'm not keeping track of everything that I've taken, but I tried to make sure that I had everything on my list that I wanted to mention. And yeah, I mean, those are all pretty good to have around in your herbal medicine cabinet. Oh. Yeah, so now we've gotten to the portion of me just giving some advice, because I wanted to do this video because I'm just very anti, what's it called? Western medicine? I don't know. I just like really don't fuck with like prescriptions and pills and shit. Like, I want to heal everything with herbs. And I hope that it would be possible. But if you know me, you know I'm all about my herbs. Like, yeah, I very much believe you could do a lot of shit with herbs. Like, why wouldn't you be able to? The fuck? So yeah, so that's why I wanted to make this video, but I also want to say, in addition to what the supplements and the herbs that I mentioned, it's really important to make sure you're getting your rest. And like, these things are not gonna heal you. You can't like pop it and you're just gonna be 100%, you know? Like, that's why I'm saying that you have to be on top of your rest, and your entire life has to be focused on your well-being. So that's not only sleep, it's your stress level and mental, your happiness and joy. Yeah, just really caring for yourself, eating well, like being in tune with your body and asking it what it might need, and feeding yourself, having others feed you, letting others care for you, asking for help. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Your emotional well-being, you know, like just your overall well-being, you have to be able to take care of it and be attuned to it. It's not just herbs and supplements and that's gonna put you on to feeling better. This has been years for me personally. Yeah, years of research and just like personal experimentation. I do natural everything really, so like not only medicine but skincare, hair care. Yeah, it literally took so many years. But yeah, this is why I wanted to talk about everything, and there's so many questions about it too, you know? There needs to be a lot of discussion around this. Yeah, this should be public knowledge, you know? But I hope any of this was helpful. I would like to do more of these, and I urge my friends to do these too, because I have a lot of friends that have so much knowledge. They're just so smart and beautiful, and they just know so much. And yeah, and I know so much with them, and we're just like amazing together, you know? But yeah, I hope you got what I was putting down about the well-being and the what's it called? Just well-roundedness of all of it. It's not just taking something and shit. Yeah, you get it. So before I log off, let me just think one more time. But I think that's everything. I think that's everything. If it isn't, I'll edit myself back in. Okay. Bye. I did forget something. Might be the most important thing that I get like really pissed about this, so I don't want to say it, and I'm gonna just say it. Wash your fucking hands, wear a mask, those two things. Like, wash your fucking hands, please. Like, I urge you. That's really important on top of everything that I mentioned. Yeah, don't be gross, please. There were other things that I wanted to mention, such as like the price of everything. You know, it's pretty expensive to get into health and well-being. I feel like, you know, it's like, I feel like it was considered bougie when I was looking into it when I was younger. and it's more popularized now. No, it's been a popular movement for a while. But it is expensive, and in my experimentation, I've spent money on things, not too much. I've never really been too comfortable spending a lot of money on food and supplements and herbs. But in the beginning, I did, because I was very into it and very focused on it. And that is part of what I was saying about, you know, like a commitment and dedication to your life and well-being is pouring your resources, your money into things like this instead of spending it on something else, you know, like sacrifice in ways. So yeah, there's the money aspect of it, but I don't recommend you to like buy from, you know, like those white bougie places or like Whole Foods, Amazon, you know. I don't really want to say on the internet, but yeah, like maybe I'll put an image and hopefully you get what I'm putting down. You could try to do that. I don't know if like anybody will get what I'm putting down. I would recommend that, especially shit that you want to try, you know. This could be an in-person conversation. I did want to mention that in my video though, about the expense of this shit. And like I said, I've gotten gifts from friends. Like that's, you know, that's a blessing. And that's also why I say these are important discussions, and to have these open conversations, because these should be shared resources, not just like the knowledge and talk about it, but actually sharing these herbs and supplements with each other. Yeah, but I just wanted to get back on to say wash your hands and wear a mask. So now I'm out. Bye. It's me again. I wonder if I'll include this in my video. I just wanted to clarify when I was saying about the ashwagandha, and I was like, I've never felt it that intensely, and I hope that herbs work. I feel like I just feel that way about ashwagandha because, you know, it became really popular. It's like a very well-known herb. And I think a lot of people take it, and I remember getting into it and taking it because I thought it would like really heal me. And this is all depression shit too. So it was like when I was depressed, I was taking antidepressants too, I'm pretty sure during this time. And I've always been into herbs and just natural care too, so I was like, I feel like I was like really leaning towards ashwagandha and being like, you have to save me. And that's what I mean by like I didn't really feel it very intensely. Because it's not like smoking weed where you like where it numbs everything and you're like, I'm good. So I don't think I've ever really taken it very consistently to the point where there was a noticeable difference for me. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to clarify about ashwagandha. Um, I just thought that taking this herb would do all the work, and I said this a little before, but I don't want you guys to think that taking herbs either daily or when you feel symptoms is going to fix everything. There are other components to health and wellness, and it has to all be together. It can't just be one or another. And yeah, and why wouldn't herbs work? It's food, you know, it's food that you're putting into your body. You digest it, it's going to affect you in some way. So yeah, I just thought taking ashwagandha would cure my depression. And yeah, I think getting into it, I wanted it to help with my energy levels as well. And when it didn't fucking like get me out of bed and just like fix my entire life, I was like, what is this shit? But I mostly take it for just immune and well-being now. Yeah, not really trying to take it to heal my life. Yeah, I wonder if I'm gonna include this little portion. But okay. Is this bye?